All right, guys, we are back. So today we're going to talk about Ondo Finance. And what Ondo Finance will do is they will connect traditional finances like banks, stocks, bonds, and money markets to the blockchain. So what they will do is they will basically automate financial operations, meaning they will be the bridge that smoothly takes on all the transactions moving from one source to another, keeping it real basic terminologies so you guys understand, even if there's new people on here, even for people that have been in crypto. We're trying to make things as simple as possible. Now, when it comes to the global trade, the top of that food chain would be XLM, because that's the system they're going to use to have Canton being the private source, XTC being the public source, ADA or Cardano will be the governing source, and Linnea will make sure the transactions are cheap, and Ondo will make sure those transactions are smooth so that everything is being operated correctly and all transactions are going through in the right form. So I hope that wasn't some long spewed sentence, but keeping it simple, all of these cryptos have to work together. They all perform certain things. Some companies want private transactions recorded, some want public, like Canton or XDC. But we all want to make sure these transactions run smoothly, which would be Ondo. We want to make sure they're cheap, which is Linnea. We want to make sure that they're voted on by these companies, which is Cardano. So, and then LCX will be the platform of an exchange that will be able to let everybody know which crypto they're trading for to a stable coin, which I believe the stable coin will be used as the dollar. It'll be pegged to the dollar, which will mean it'll be one and the same thing. But that's the way that it will be moved onto a blockchain, is we move the dollar to a stable coin, the stable coin to a crypto, or vice versa, crypto to stable coin to the dollar. So it all works forwards and backwards and forwards. So it's all smoothly one way or the other. You guys can currently buy Ondo on the Uphold exchange, not the only exchange you can buy it on, for 39 cents as of today on Sunday. So that will be one of the cryptos that's an ISO crypto that will operate one of the sides of the global trade. And I would go as far to say that global trade will be just as important as XRP becoming a global currency for the regulations. So I would say hand in hand, one's the currency, the other kind of falls under XLM and the process of global trade, which all of the cryptos I just mentioned. So they will all be using those coins that I mentioned earlier, will be using the platform of XLM at the top of it, and all of them will fall underneath like a chain. So you can see they're all working together. And I would go as far to say that global trade is the most important thing, because global trade will go hand in hand with stocks, bonds, banks, all that stuff. So we're even talking about Bitcoin, Ethereum. Those transactions going through smoothly would definitely be on the Ondo, as we're talking today, but on the whole global trade system, the DTCC. So the DTCC, with all of those coins I mentioned, and Ondo and XLM and all the other ones I mentioned, this is probably the most important thing for it to be regulated, because now it will be used in the real world when money moves across from person to person, a person on one side of the globe to another person on the other side of the globe, a business, anything. So that's why they, are probably stalling regulations, because they want to make sure that these things are cleared and all ready to go, and all businesses know what we'll be using once this is cleared. So I'm sure there's other things behind it all, but I'm not going to get into that on this channel. I have my own personal beliefs, but I'm going off of what I read and what I can follow. And I would definitely say the DTCC, or the global trade system, is just as important for Bitcoin as any of these coins are, because, you know, people say, oh, Bitcoin's, you know, the decentralized, you know, they know where money's moving. If it's on the blockchain, they know where it's moving. So basically, we want to get it cleared so everybody can use it in their business, in the government, in, you know, whatever we've mentioned before, schools, universities, everything, every business you can think of, anything and everything. So the DTCC is just as important as XRP is to becoming a currency. The reason that that will be the currency is because that will be used for the banks. And we're not going to be getting into that. We'll be getting into that in a later video in the future. But to keep everything very simple, Ondo will be a bridge. It will be a bridge for every transaction to be smoothly going across from one part of the bridge to the other side of the bridge. So everything will run accordingly. Just like every single coin that we've talked about, they all have their performance. They do their certain thing. They all will have value. I don't know what they're going to be worth, but they're going to be worth something, because they will be considered currency, because they're moving money. So that's how it works. Currency has value when something is moving. So if it's moving money, it's a currency. Can't say it's a straight currency for a globe currency like XRP is, but it's a trade currency. So you can use it in that form, or however you would like to word it. It's basically around that ballpark. This channel was created not for me to know everything, not for me to tell you everything, but I want it to be open. I like the videos when people make comments and they say, oh, this is that. I'm like, yeah, you're right. That's correct. And I like going back and forth, because then it makes sure that you know what you know about it. But this channel was also created to make sure that we know basic things, or even profound things, and make them simple. We're here to make things simple. If we've been in it for a while, you should be able to teach this stuff to everyone like the ABCs are taught to kids. It should be that simple. So I hope everything that I said is clear, and I hope it all makes sense. And I hope that you guys can educate your friends and family that don't have these cryptos, that they can invest in them now before regulations do occur, because they'll become much more expensive. It's a perfect time to get in right now. If you guys are looking out for your family, help them. If they have money to invest, help them. Let them know this is the best platform, crypto, to place your money, because this is where money will be moving. Just like we said, Ondo will be moving the money like a bridge. It'll make sure the transactions go across smoothly. So we want to make sure that we buy all of these important cryptos that we talk about. And even the ones that we talked about in previous videos, they're all going to have a use case, like XYO. That'll have a use case for shipping, for tracking. So let's not ever, put each other down over things that we know about crypto. Let's try to help each other. We're not here to put each other down and say, I know more than you do. We're not kids, we're adults. So let's act like it, please. And the next time we talk, we'll be talking about Quant Coin. All right? You guys have a great day. Talk to you soon.